during the pandemic, like I'm sure so many of you, I made so many hard changes. I realized that I was getting burnt out because the people that I served in my therapy practice, they were, ambitious women, career-driven women who were entrepreneurs or were in their careers, who were struggling with depression and anxiety and PTSD, trauma, those types of things. I did marital therapy, couples therapy. I did so much, but I was getting burnt out because what we're talking about every day is really heavy. And even as a therapist, I have incredible self-care, but it just got to be a lot. And I started noticing that there were people who wanted to come to therapy who did not meet the criteria. So a lot of people don't realize, yes, everyone should be in therapy, but I have to diagnose somebody in order for them to sit in my chair. And so there were some executives that would want to work with me, but they didn't struggle with the textbook depression, the textbook anxiety. They didn't struggle with that stuff. And so what they needed was coaching to get them to the next level in their business, which is not therapy. That's not the point of therapy. Therapy can do that as a byproduct, but when you go to therapy, you're going to therapy to talk about what's been going on and how the symptoms of whatever you're struggling with are impacting you. And so that's where I discovered coaching. And so I Googled mindset coach, and I realized I didn't make up the word. Kenzie, I was fucking bummed.
Shocking. I was shocked that I didn't invent this myself. Yes.
Literally, I was like, I should get the copyright for this because this is not fair. I was going to be the only one. Yeah, calling the lawyers. I mean, my little feelings was hurt. Anyways, I ended up finding a mentor who was a previous therapist turned coach. And she was doing exactly what I wanted to do. We had similar education, similar background, and she was killing it as a coach. And I was just like, I want to know how you did it. And so I hit her up, and that was in 2017. So then in 2020, I had been coaching since 2017. So it had been some years. And I just decided, you know what? I'm going to go all in to coaching. And so that's what I do full time is I help women business owners crush the source of the negative thought patterns that are preventing them from being able to make bank in their business. And so they're struggling with, it is what I have to say important. Why aren't people buying? So I work with business owners who have services like coaching, or maybe they are a graphic designer, any type of entrepreneur really, who really feels like, you know what, I don't know whether this is working. I want to give up. I'm not quite sure why my business isn't doing what I hoped it would. How is it supposed to support me when people aren't listening? And just all those mindset issues that really cause for you to feel like you're not enough, and that you're not doing enough, and that you're not worthy of everything that you desire and more. And I am here to be that mirror to show you that you have exactly what you need. And I just equip you with some of the tools that I have in my back pocket from my expertise as a therapist. And I have blended that really well in my coaching because I know how to get you to the next level.
I mean, your career is insane, so powerful. And you're, like you were saying, dealing with really hard things every day. Yeah. And I think about this even with my therapist, like, how do you take care of and I know you said you were getting burnt out, but
this is good.
How do you take care of yourself and your mental health when your job is something that's really heavy every single day?
This is really, thank you for asking this question. It's a really good question. So when I was a practicing therapist, which I will be again pretty soon, I needed to take a break. What I did at the time, so I'll tell you what I did then to take care of myself, which I'm sure isn't too far off from what your own therapist I'm sure maybe does. And I'll talk about how I do it now. So when I was a therapist, what I had to do was literally the last person who left my office, I would need to just reset. And what that meant is just remembering who I am, remembering what I'm here to do, and also separating my own emotions from theirs. Because I think that was super important for me to be able to continue doing that work for as long. I have been a therapist since 2011. And so it had been 9 years of me practicing, and it does get heavy. And so I needed to create a routine around how to separate my energy from the energy of my clients, because whether we realize it or not, energy does transfer. Right? Yes. So if I'm talking about something heavy with one client, it can be really difficult to reset in between clients to the next person so that I can serve them really well. So I just made sure that I reset my room, my space, my mind listening to music that was uplifting. So I wouldn't listen to anything that was questionable. So Drake, as much as I love Drake, I just couldn't do it because there's like this undertone. I can't really explain it.
Yeah, it just makes you feel a certain way.
Yes.
That you have to protect.
Yes, you have to protect that. And I'm really big on energy. And so I would have to listen to something with no words, like an instrumental. I would have to listen to affirmations. What I had to do was ground myself, essentially, because it's really easy to take on the emotions of everyone else and forget about you.